She didn't know our smart speaker was recording everything, playing hotel room logistics with Mark on all devices. The fork jumped out of my hand like it had survival instincts. My wife froze, statue mode, eyes on the harmless little speaker glowing in the corner like it just discovered jazz. I muted the TV so fast, the remote squeaked. Our whole house is connected. Shared accounts, announce mode, synced calendar, purchase receipts that tattle. If that thing talks, it's not whispering. I smiled like dessert was about to be served and my heart started a NASA countdown. No yelling, not my style. We document, we archive. Then we deliver public, polite chaos with jokes sharp enough to butter toast. The Tuesday that blinked first. Tuesday night. Leftover enchiladas, reruns, and the calendar pinging in a rhythm too precise to be random. My wife called it Pilates, capital P, lowercase sweat, because she came home with perfect curls and an aura that smelled like eucalyptus and plausible deniability. She set her phone face down like it was bashful, do not disturb glowing like a neon alibi. Her charger was always missing. Her passwords grew like weeds, and somehow we were buying gas at a station 20 miles from any car she drives. I'm a spreadsheet person. Not for work, I do that too, but recreationally. So I had a petty, color-coded, devastatingly funny workbook forming in my head. Column A for Pilates, column B for curls too bouncy to be legal, column C for hotel point spike, in a conditional format that turned the cell blood orange when the speaker logs hiccuped. Because our smart home archives everything if you know which checkbox to tick. Guess who ticks boxes like it's cardio? She laughed at a joke I didn't tell and reached for the speaker to turn down the volume on its tiny blue halo. Casual. Too casual. The kind of casual you do when you're walking past a cop with a watermelon under your shirt. Long day? I asked. So long, she said, stretching her neck like the day personally offended her. Pilates exploded. Condolences to the reformer. She smiled, thin as a receipt. Do not disturb pulsed. My calendar chimed again. That jaunty little jazz trill we picked when we thought being an organized couple was foreplay. On it. Pilates, 5 to 7 p.m. Tuesdays, Thursdays. No location. Our calendar loves locations. This one was shy. I scraped enchilada crust and nodded like a therapist being paid by the hour. No accusation, no drama, just data. The trick with suspicion is to wear it like a loose shirt. You look relaxed, and you can still run. Money quirks have been popping up like glitches in a retro game. Gas receipts and zip codes we don't visit. A sudden affection for a grocery chain by the freeway hotels. Hotel points blossoming like tulips in spring, which is beautiful unless you don't plant tulips. Her phone's location sharing accidentally turned off last month during what I now call the Great Privacy Awakening. And our shopping list developed a taste. Unscented candles, room spray, travel-size dry shampoo. Someone was curating a vibe. I kept my tone light. Funny thing, the speakers have been, nosy. HOA level nosy. She smiled too fast. We should return them. Oh, I love them. They keep me honest about how many times I play that one sad playlist. She stabbed a tomato. We don't need recordings. True, I said, unless the house is haunted by evidence. Fork pause. Eye flick. Tiny. That's all I needed. I pulled open my internal drawer labeled, "This is fine. We're fine. I'm absolutely fine." The decision landed like a paperweight. Act normal. Start the evidence folder. Set speaker logs to archive. No accusations, no car chases. We're Suburban. We do spreadsheets. That's when the speaker hiccuped again. A little chirp, a staticsy breath like it was clearing its throat before a monologue. She reached for her phone, smile, freezing halfway, as if the muscles got the memo late. I muted the TV again. Weird update tonight, I said. Should I run a recalibration? Don't touch it, she said. Then softer. I mean, it's fine. Noted. I rinsed plates. My heart adjusted to countdown T-. Can I live stream a divorce? She wandered to the hallway, whispering into her phone as if vowels were illegal. The speaker glowed like a gossip. 3 things lined up in my head. The anonymous Pilates, the gas station nowhere near Pilates, and the hotel points reproducing like rabbits with status. My internal spreadsheet lit up. Flags, notes, formulas, petty jokes in column H because I'm not a monster. H2, Pilates, now with parking validation. I decided to be helpful, not to her, to the truth. I'm a big believer in letting people tell on themselves. Technology just hands them the mic. Back at the table, I opened the smart home app. Routine names smiled at me. Good morning. Movie night? Family update. I toggled into the logs like a raccoon with a lockpick. Archive enabled? Not yet. Whisper detection beta. Oh, we're scientists. Now. I checked the box and named the rule privacy, which is the kind of joke only an exhausted married man thinks is funny. She returned, all breezy. Want dessert? Always, I said. I'm recalibrating. She blinked. Why? So the speaker stops thinking it's a memoir. Her laugh came out hollow and fell between us like a dropped spoon. I smiled, sweet as a screenshot. Tuesday blinked first. The first audio drop. I waited until she went to brush her teeth like we were in a toothpaste commercial and not a pretrial hearing. I cleared my throat toward the speaker. Hey, could you repeat the last conversation? The house thought about it, then chirped like a bird who knows where the bodies are buried. Playing. Last heard conversation, optimizing clarity. I mouthed optimizing like a sportscaster and braced. Static. A whisper. Her whisper. The kind she uses when she's planning a surprise or a lie. Then a man's laugh. Easy and familiar. I didn't recognize it, which is impressive because I collect voices like loyalty cards. Then one word, marching like a boot through my kitchen. Keycard. I did not blink. I hit the mental replay button and dropped my best deadpan. Wow, the hotel industry is really investing in community theater. The speaker kept going, a messy collage of muffled hallway, fabric against fabric, a door click. Then her voice, clear as water. Same place. Park behind the dumpster. My fork wanted to faint in solidarity. I nodded like a referee at a children's soccer game. And we have possession. VAR review confirms. Not Pilates. She walked back in mid-self-reassurance face and saw me looking not at her but at the glowing gossip cube. She went pale like the Wi-Fi. What's that? She said. Glitch, I said. Our house picked up aerobics. She moved toward the speaker fast enough to qualify for a cardio badge. That's not, someone's messing with it. I held up 2 hands. Could be a neighbor or a rogue parrot. A what? Parrots talk. Maybe we've got a Marriott macaw. She did the denial speedrun. Butt dial. Hackers. The app updated wrong. The neighbor's kid is pranking us. Our dishwasher is haunted and learned in English. Every excuse had a frequent flyer number. I nodded after each like a therapist with a wind-up head. Interesting. Tell me more about the dishwasher's emotional needs. The speaker chirped again, cheerfully unaware that it had stumbled into a live grenade. Would you like to save this memory? I pressed no like. It owed me money, and then, accidentally on purpose, took a screenshot of the device activity page. Timestamp, room, account. If this played once, it can play again, in every room, with harmony. We should recalibrate, I said, light, pleasant, the human version of a terms and conditions pop-up, for privacy. She swallowed. Why? So we can stop hearing other people's keycards. She laughed, brittle. That was nothing. Totally, I said. Nothing's usually parked behind dumpsters. She pointed at the router like it insulted her shoes. I'm gonna restart the network. Great idea, I said. Let me be IT support. I'll do a full recalibration. Announce mode, multi-room sync, the works. Her smile collapsed like a folding chair. No need. Routine maintenance, I said. I'll even name the routine privacy to honor your great privacy awakening. She folded her arms. You're being controlling. I'm being compliant with the machine that just premiered a trailer. The speaker, bless it, beeped an update completion tone. My phone buzzed with a neat little line of text. Voice archive enabled. Transcription active. Device activity synced. I set my face to mild weather and asked if she wanted tea. She said no like the word had bones in it. Time was running out. For the old us. For my ability to pretend the word keycard belonged to a gym. I kept the jokes flowing lightly, like oxygen. Ratings. 1 star for stealth. Penalties for logistics. Next time, consider not using our shared account to schedule sin. She glared, and I shrugged. Gentle. We're both in the room with the same elephant. I'm just labeling it. She shifted to the it's a misunderstanding leg of the relay. Work mentor. Planning a surprise anniversary thing. The hotel? A conference room. The dumpster? A quirky landmark. I made the universal face for okay, sure, and casually tapped the speaker. Could you repeat the last 30 seconds? The speaker obliged with the loyalty of a golden retriever. Her voice again, soft, intimate. If you get the champagne, I'll bring the keycard. A man's chuckle. You're trouble. She answered, pleased. That's why you like me. I let the silence expand until it needed its own zip code. Then, friendly as a clerk at a returns desk. Okay, so, our neighbor's parrot is drinking and buying hotel amenities? She flinched. Then anger arrived like a fire alarm. You're spying on me. I gestured at the glowing circle, now innocent as a nightlight. It's spying on both of us. I'm just the guy who reads the manuals. She snatched her phone. I'm turning it all off. I opened my app with the speed of a man who labels folders for fun. Already recalibrated, for privacy. Her jaw worked. Mine kept smiling, practiced, patient. I marked the timestamp, added a note to my petty workbook, H3, keycard cameo, dumpster rendezvous, champagne. Consequences of failure. Immediate, public, embarrassing. It wasn't a threat. It was the weather report. Let's fix this tomorrow, I said, gentle. Together. We'll sit down, talk, maybe call support. They can explain how parrots get room service. She stormed down the hall, muttering at a volume the whisper detection probably appreciated. I stood in the kitchen, listening to the walls pretend not to know us. The house had confessed. The rest would follow. I tapped a new routine into life and named it Family Update. Then I set the playback device to all rooms and smiled like dessert had arrived. Reconnaissance with oven mitts. The next morning, I became tech support with the bedside manner of a cardigan. Coffee in one hand, oven mitt on the other, because I kept shocking myself on everything and decided to cosplay safety. Firmware updates? Installed. Device health? Excellent, like a lying report card. I ran routine checks like I was prepping a lunar lander. Whisper detection calibration, room-by-room mic test, wake word sensitivity. You'd think I was tuning a choir, except the altos were Betrayal. For privacy, I said, chirpy, every time I toggle the switch. Archive on all speakers, transcribe on, mask personal data off. She nodded too fast, like agreeing would make the boxes untick themselves. I named the parent routine privacy, just kidding, and the child routine documentation, because if I can't be happy, I can at least be organized. I kept the humor high so I wouldn't accidentally launch into tears or interpretive dance. I joked that our tech was nosier than the HOA. The speaker responded by asking if I wanted to schedule a community notice. Not yet, sweetie, we're foreshadowing. Patterns emerged like stains after the wash. The calendar blocks for Pilates lined up perfectly with late afternoon speaker pings near the hotel geofence. Yes, I said a geofence. Don't judge me, judge the loyalty points. Because my attempt to check phone records was a clean access denied. Banking was masked like a masquerade ball, but the rewards app? A canary that loves to sing. Points charted up and to the right like she'd invested in Ponce de Leon suites. The shared shopping list ratted too. It started requesting unscented candles, room spray, and travel size everything. Our house smells like a diffuser through a tantrum, but apparently the hotel suite needed stealth. I added a fake item, conscience, to see if she'd delete it. Gone in 60 seconds. Try-fail cycles make heroes, or at least make good spreadsheets. I tried pulling location history from her phone, blocked behind a new passcode and a Face ID that somehow only recognized her on days ending in Y. I tried a bank export, masked transactions, bless the financial privacy gods. But our smart devices are stage hogs. Door locks, cameras, speaker presence, they all timestamp like interns. Tuesday, 5:42 p.m., front door unlocked. 5:45, car leaves. 6:07, geofence ping by the hotel access road. 6:10, speaker near lobby announces it heard voices. My humor factory kicked on. Tooltip, Pilates now includes valet. I stayed careful. No wiretap energy, just administrative clickety-clack with receipts. At lunch, I wore my I'm a normal husband face and asked if she wanted tacos this weekend. She said sure, way too bright, like she was acting in a toothpaste ad again. I said I might invite the neighbors to test my new movie night sink. She froze for a half second, then smiled so hard her cheeks filed HR complaints. In fact, I said casually, we should recalibrate announce mode with a family announcement test. Why? So we don't hear any more keycards, I said, butter knife smooth. She sipped water loudly enough to register as a sonic attack. Fine, a test. I scheduled it for Saturday evening. Family Update would ping the whole house at 7:15 like a bedtime story. And because I trust no one, including myself, I built a back door. If any speaker went offline or someone yanked the router like a lawnmower, my phone would trigger a backup broadcast over cellular. It's not paranoia if the automation rule fires. A new discovery slid in sideways. The car's GPS had favorites I didn't set. A saved pin called Jim, but it was a frontage road behind 3 hotels and a dentist. I renamed it Pilates, then laughed until the laugh did that breaking thing. My hands shook in little aftershocks. The oven mitt stayed on. I kept dropping micro jokes to keep the air breathable. To the fridge, if you squeal, blink twice. To the dog, buddy, if you see a man named Mark, ask for his loyalty number. The dog sneezed like a witness refusing to cooperate. Then, a sweet, damning symmetry, the calendar. Added a new block for Thursday, Pilates, 2 hours, note field empty. At exactly the same moment, the speaker in our guest room logged a nearby device handshake from a phone named M's AirPods. I didn't even know AirPods had the gall to flirt with furniture. I screenshotted, color-coded, and labeled the proof like it was going in a museum. Exhibit D, dumpster date drift. By afternoon, I had a working model. Their timeline clicked like gears. My jokes softened the edges. She claimed reformer class. He claimed mentoring. The hotel claimed my patience. I tested the house one last time. Announce mode, multi-room sink, volume normalization at an oops you heard that, 7. I pre-recorded a polite intro. This is a test of the family update system. What came after would be curated, clipped, technically accurate, and monetizable safe, like pain in a tuxedo. That evening, she floated around me, extra affectionate, like she'd found a personality coupon. Compliments I hadn't earned, a sudden suggestion of date night, a gift card for the burger place I like. I smiled and said, "Romance? Must be Mercury in retrobay." She laughed, then checked the router like it might confess. I still wanted a reason not to press play. I waited for it. Silence. The neighbor texted about bringing brownies Saturday. I replied with a thumbs up and set my speakers to listen. The house waited with me, quiet as a held breath. The calm before the public service announcement. By Friday, the house and I were co-conspirators. I staged innocence like a community theater production of Normal Marriage. I planned taco night. Soft shells, hard shells, guac like diplomacy. I texted the neighbors, testing my movie night speaker sync, swing by Saturday. Bring your opinions and elastic waistbands. They sent a thumbs up and a gif of popcorn like they'd sensed a plot twist and RSVP'd to Karma. She started overcompensating so hard I could have invoiced her for whiplash. Compliments appeared like confetti. New cologne showed up on my dresser, as if scent could fog a spreadsheet. "We should do date night," she said brightly, eyes scanning for surveillance lasers. "Pick anywhere. Surprise me," I said, gentle. "Just maybe not behind a dumpster." She didn't blink, which I respect as a sport. "You're still on that." "I'm on tacos," I said, "in the speaker sync." Tech prep, Act 1. I built the family update routine like it was my thesis. Announce mode armed, multi-room sync tuned so every syllable hit every wall at once. Volume normalization set to polite but firm. I recorded a crisp intro. This is a test of the family update system. Then I slotted in my curated clips. Short, undeniable, monetization safe. No profanity, no anatomy, just logistics with jazz hands. I added a rule set called backup broadcast. If any speaker goes offline, if the router takes a mysterious nap, if the power accidentally trips, my phone takes over and broadcasts over cellular. I was not losing to a surge protector. For dessert, I set a silent alert to ping me if she changed any device settings. If she sneezed near a smart plug, I'd know. She floated in with a gift bag. "Thought you could use a new hoodie." I pulled out fabric softer than guilt. "Wow, where'd you get it?" The mall." The receipt, bless it, peeped out. "Hotel boutique." I tucked it back like a baby bird. "Nice." I kept my tone airy. Humor is my oxygen tank. Romance, gifts, surprise date night. Must be Mercury in retrobay, or you're trying to bribe the judge. She smiled too hard. "You're being dramatic." "Never. I saved the drama for calibrated audio." I tested movie night with a harmless trailer. Speakers fired in perfect harmony, like a barbershop quartet that gossips. I pretended to adjust a setting and instead dropped my family update routine onto a Saturday 7:15 timer with a discrete countdown visible only to me. I'd given myself a big red button on my phone labeled Polite Chaos because branding matters. Emotions snuck up in the quiet moments. I found myself standing in the pantry staring at a jar of salsa like it owed me answers. I still wanted a reason not to press play. A confession, a stumble, a human sentence. I would have taken anything real. The house hummed. She scrolled. Silence put its arm around me like a bad friend. I invited the neighbors with an extra slice of innocence. "We're testing spatial audio," I texted. "Tacos at 6:30, a 2-minute speaker test at 7:15, then movie vibes." They replied, "We're in." "Should we bring brownies or unbiased judgment?" I said, "Both." The speaker lit up as if it appreciated RSVP etiquette. She upped the kindness, brought home a candle labeled Driftwood Apology, placed her hand on my shoulder, thumb tracing circles, the kind you give to someone you want to keep sleepy. "You seem stressed," she murmured. "Just excited about speaker calibration," I said. "It's my Super Bowl." She laughed and watched my phone like it might confess to a priest. I kept the oven mitt on the counter as a joke to myself. Safety theater for a house on fire. Saturday arrived with that suburban peace that feels staged. I chopped, she plated, we performed. The neighbor couple showed up with brownies so dense they bent light. I poured sodas and said, "Tonight's agenda, tacos, a very boring audio test, then a movie so bad it becomes good." She hovered around the router like a hawk with a diploma. I breezed by humming, slipped a tiny, battery-backed hotspot under the console, and gave it a name only I would love. My marriage's insurance policy. We ate. We complimented the salsa. I made safe jokes. "Did you know the HOA has a position on cilantro?" The neighbor laughed and asked about my new movie night routine. I kept it light. It's mostly me making the house say shoo to itself. She touched my arm. Do we have to do the announcement? 2 minutes, I said. If I don't test, the system might glitch during actual movie night. Imagine hearing a Target ad from 2017 in the middle of a car chase. The neighbor wife toasted. To testing. Her husband added. To tacos. I lifted my glass. To transparency. She coughed. Technical check? Final round? Speakers online? Yes. Subwoofers polite? Surprisingly. Backup broadcast armed? Armed and reading its will. Timer set for 7:15? Bright as a sunrise. At 7:05, she started gently sabotaging. We should start the movie. Or dessert now. Or maybe we do the test later? I tilted my head. Later sounds like never, and never breaks my tiny calibrator heart. We're all here for tacos, she insisted.